What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? This is your boy Is Nefarious here, and I'm here for another edition of your favorite series. Here we go, following the Premier Madden League Pittsburgh Steelers. Without further ado, let's jump into it. This week we take on the Atlanta Falcons here in Week 2. So here we are in Week 2, and not much to talk about. Looks like we don't got no dev stories, no tandem stories. We got nothing this week. We're just rolling with what we got. We got players ready to negotiate, but we'll do that off air. Regional scouting focus. We already kind of did this. I'm going to just show you what we're doing for a regional scouting focus. Don't worry about the names because they aren't the names that are going to be uploaded. We still have our draft class to come in. But our national focus right now, we got a middle linebacker focus there. Possibly looking for another middle linebacker to put next to Devin Bush. We'll see. The West, we got left guard, right guard, scouting focus on the West. Central, we got left tackle, right tackle. Right here in the Northeast, we got left outside linebacker, right outside linebacker. And then down in the Southeast, we got middle linebackers. So we're looking to have middle linebackers fully scouted in the Southeast, specifically, since we have the National as a middle linebacker and the Southeast scout as a middle linebacker heavy. So we'll see. That's not the right draft class, so don't worry about the names and stuff like that. Other stuff that we have to deal with this week, we have to take a look at the Atlanta Falcons and see exactly what we're dealing with on their end. Alright, so here we are talking about the Atlanta Falcons, and this is the first time we're playing them. First things first, they got a rookie starting for him, took over from Matt Ryan. As you can see, he's back up there. Matt Corral out of Ole Miss is going to be the starting quarterback. We actually passed on Matt Corral for JT Daniels, I believe. I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did. I got to check where he was drafted, but I'm pretty sure we passed on him and took JT Daniels, so maybe it's a revenge game for Matt Corral. Breece Hall's their starting running back. I know he actually might have a dev story, so we got to pay attention to that. Cordero Patterson, but we definitely got to stop Breece Hall. Hayden Hurst is the tight end. Calvin Ridley, Demarcus Robinson, Russell Gage. They're not a very scary wide receiver core. Besides Calvin Ridley, everybody knows he's solid. He's developed pretty well for this team. Kyle Pitts is definitely scary. You got to watch out for Kyle Pitts. But I feel like he's going to try to get his running back involved, knowing that he has the dev game. So we're going to try to stop that, especially early on. Offensive line, they drafted Evan Neal, I believe 7th overall, so that was a solid pickup. He's their starting left tackle. Solid offensive line all in all. The rookie quarterback's going to have some pretty solid protection. Defensive line is a little weak. I'm not sure if they run a 4-3 or 3-4. It looks like they might run a 4-3 because Javon Hargrave is solid, so does Grady Jarrett. So if they're running a 4-3, the edges is where we want to attack. Right outside linebacker, we got Foyesade. Is that? I'm pretty sure I'm botching that name. But very fast linebacker. Definitely not the strongest. I think we can push him around, especially if we got Rob Gronkowski out in space with him. Doesn't have good block shed. He's more of a coverage type of linebacker, so I feel like we could run to his side. Middle linebacker Deion Jones, he's solid and everything. Could come up and play the run. I know he is a little small to play the run. He's 6'1", 222. But that speed, he could definitely get sideline to sideline. So we'll see how it affects the game. Hopefully we could get some blockers on him, make his life difficult. The other linebacker is Mikhail Walker. Mikhail Walker is actually a little slower, but he's their biggest linebacker. Pretty solid, has decent block shed, decent strength. He's 6'3", 238. I feel like the front seven is just small. We can't really run inside because of Grady Jarrett and his two defensive tackles, but I feel like we could definitely run to the outside. AJ Terrell is their number one corner. He's solid. He's very athletic. Hasn't really developed as much. Pretty good number one, but definitely not the best we'll see. We could definitely test him. Same thing with Kendall Sheffield. They got a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism, but they don't really have the best coverage skills in the world. So we could definitely test them. Justin Coleman in their slot. So we're not really worried about the defensive backfield. They got Smoke Monday, who is okay athletic wise, doesn't have really good zone coverage. So I feel like we could attack them deep, especially on deep corners, deep posts, stuff like that. So pay attention to that. That could be definitely in the game plan. Richie Grant is the other safety. Again, somebody that he has pretty solid zone coverage. His zone coverage is up there. He's a very good zone coverage safety. Doesn't really come up and play the run well. I feel like we could definitely be able to run it on this team. I know they just gave up over 200 yards to two different backs, so 100 yards to one, 100 yards to the other last week. So I feel like we could definitely run on this team, and hopefully we can, because that's how we're going to get our game going. We weren't really able to run against the Bills, and that really hurt us in the end. So, but that's the Falcons we're dealing with, and now let's go do the training, and let's catch up on any storylines that we have this week. Alright, so just a rundown of the weekly training. We are going to go with JT Daniels, Najee Harris, and Chase Claypool as our focus players. But the game plan pretty much stop the outside run. We know he's going to run it. We're going to defend outside, force everything inside where our Devin Bush is, and also we got Jordan Davis, Cameron Hayward, and Stephon Tuitt. So we're going to want to force everything inside. So defend the outside run. We know he's going to run the ball, and then for the for the offense, it's going to be running inside. Actually running outside. Same thing. Defend outside, run outside. Maybe he expects us to run in the middle, but we want to stay away from the middle with guys like Grady Jarrett and his other defensive tackle there. I feel like we can run outside, run inside, no matter what. But we're going to focus on running outside for now, and see how it goes from there. Maybe we make an adjustment at halftime. But that's pretty much going to be the game plan, and let's see how it works out. But first, let's sim the training and see if we get any injuries. Alright, so here's the offense. Hopefully everybody's all set. They were actually a little tired compared to the defense, so if anything, I expected an injury from this side. So far, so good. Let's take a look at the defensive side. Now, saying that, I probably got an injury on this side, so let's take a look. Alright, it looks like we got no practice injuries, so that's really good. So we'll be all set. Now let's talk about some storylines that we might have. So, talking about storylines, the number one is the quarterback position. Jared Goff threw for 370 yards, had 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. The turnovers are a no-go. So we will be keeping a close eye on him. The game plan is to be run heavy. We want 0 interceptions from him in this game. If he does throw any interceptions, then, it could be to a point where JT Daniels gets in a lot sooner than he should. Win or lose, we want to make sure he's not throwing any interceptions. JT Daniels looks good in practice. Jared Goff, having a bad first game. We're going to let it ride out, give him a little bit of leeway. But he's definitely being watched now as far as losing his starting QB spot. Other than that, there's no other stories, I would say. Damon Arnett is definitely going to be on the watch as well after getting blown by DK Metcalf in the last game. That's the one thing we got to look at. This game, he's a little bit better matched against these wide receivers for the Falcons. Don't really have a crazy deep threat besides Calvin Ridley, and he shouldn't be matched up on Calvin Ridley. We should have Ahmad Garner or Bradley Roby on Calvin Ridley this game. So he really has no excuse. But that's going to be the storylines to watch coming up in this game. And without further ado, let's dive into the game and see how we do. Alright, so here we are for film room. We just played the game. As you can see, the score was 40-37. Let's just go to the team stats. This is the team stats I'm looking for. Yeah, we'll jump into player stats. Total offense, he got it. Rushing yards, he got it. Passing yards, I got it. First downs, I had the most. Punt return yards, doesn't really matter. Total yards, he had 7 for 7 on third down, 1 for 1 on 2. No, that's wrong. We were 0 for 1 on 2 points. Fourth down conversion, he was 1 for 1. 4 for 5 in the red zone. We had a big fumble. 2 for 20 in penalties. 20 minutes of possession time, he had 19. Player stats real quick. We'll just do the Steelers. So Jared Goff had a solid game. Najee Harris was okay. Chase Claypool and Amari Cooper again went off. Rob Gronkowski also went off. He had 6 for 104. We're moving the ball pretty well. I mean, our offense is pretty solid. I'm happy with our offense. We gave up sacks, but apparently not from those guys. Sacks, they had 2. We had no sacks. We had 1 tackle for loss. Jordan Davis, tackle for loss. Interceptions, we had 1 for Bradley Roby. I wish we got more. Definitely we gotta figure something out defensively, because the past 2 games, this is definitely unacceptable. Let's go into the scores though. So we'll start with the first score of the game. Hopefully it shows it. Breece Hall was the first score of the game. Is it gonna show it? It might not. Yeah, it's glitched out. So Breece Hall ran it in. Pretty much that's all you need to know. It might just do our scores, so we'll just do our scores. Does it show the Kyle Pitts one? Alright, so it's going to show Kyle Pitts. This, we'll actually get to that, because that was towards the end of the quarter. We'll start at the beginning. Just the big plays. Chase Claypool got a 6-yard TD pass. We're going to run a little play action here. This is on 3rd and 3. We run to the outside. We got Chase Claypool wide open for a touchdown. He's going to get past that safety's face, that corner's face in a cover 3, and then he's going to be wide open for a touchdown. Nice little dot by Jared Goff right there. So we got up. Actually, we tied it there, 7-7. And then we got an interception. This was huge to kind of give us momentum a little bit. He's going to run a little play action. He's going to try to throw it deep off his back foot. We get there with Bradley Roby, and Bradley Roby comes up with that interception. So a solid play by him. Jared Goff to Rob Gronkowski for a TD pass. This was this a corner route? I think this was a corner route. Was this a TD pass? Oh, this is just for 40 yards. So we'll show this quick since it's on the highlights. We're going to run a little drag underneath, and then we have Rob Gronkowski wide open on the corner route. We hit him. He gets a chunk of yardage, brings us into the red zone, so that was huge. And then this is on a 3rd down here in the red zone. We're going to find Amari Cooper. This is not actually on a screen. He gets the screen. He gets a good block from Chase Claypool. We're into the end zone. He was running a lot of base line, so we felt comfortable with that. Action, that play action screen, because he was running a lot of base, and also in the base he was running a lot of zone. So we weren't really worried about man coverage or a cornerback coming up and picking that off. Alright, so this is a TD, and this is where I get burnt from. I watch Kyle Pitts a little too much here. I got the deep blue safety, and as you can see, I'm double covering Kyle Pitts. And in the meantime, we got Hayden Hurst that's going to get butt-ass naked. And a good job by him realizing, because the last play I did the same thing, so he realized that. He made an adjustment, and he's going to find Hayden Hurst over the top for a touchdown. That was a huge touchdown for him, really shifted momentum back his way. So, we definitely got to play better defensively and stop overthinking on defense. I think that was the main thing. We were overthinking, we got to watch Kyle Pitts, we got to watch this guy. We shouldn't have. We definitely got to played a better game. All right, so here we're gonna run a little zig route with Chase Claypool, and that was actually a terrible route. We realized it was man coverage, and I think the corner blitzing kind of got in the way. But he's gonna get to the outside. We're gonna pass it to him. He's gonna have plenty of space and go into the end zone for a touchdown. So that makes the game. That actually puts us up 21-14, I think, at the time. So 21-14. He gets the ball with like a minute 13 left. Later on in this drive, he's going to have a chance to score. 21-14. He's coming in 5 wide. We ran a cover 4 here. He's going to run a streak with Kyle Pitts. And should be easily covered because the safety is going to match him immediately. But he kind of runs in front of him instead of letting him. I guess you don't want him to run by you, but he runs in front of him, and Kyle Pitts is just going to jump up, high point that ball with nobody really on him, and nobody really contesting it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown. I got to check my ball hawk because maybe my ball hawk's still off because that was terrible. Now taking a look at the third quarter, Chase Claypool got a big chunk, but we weren't able to score. I think this is a game-changing drive right here. So this is like a 2nd down play. We're gonna run a shot play. We're gonna have Chase Claypool wide open over the top. We get it to him. He makes one guy miss, but he's only able to get it down to the 30 or just outside the 30. Next, we get into the red zone, and this is a big play. The play before we actually got to delay a game, we were on the 1. It pushes us back to the 5. So we're going to run a little play action here. He's looking like he's sending the house. We should have picked that up immediately, but we don't block enough guys. He's running man coverage. It looks like he's running man coverage behind it. So he comes in, he gets the sack, fumble. We were trying to get it to Rob Gronkowski there, who was wide open on the drag. That doesn't work out. He gets the fumble, he gets the ball back. It doesn't lead to a touchdown originally, like the offensive lineman gets tackled right away. But a few plays later, he's going to find Hayden Hurst for a big chunk. I don't know if this was actually a touchdown. He's going to hit Hayden Hurst like immediately, and yeah, I think this was a touchdown. We're running cover 1, a little rub on the outside. Who was that got burnt that bad? Number 7, Jermaine. That's Jermaine Carter. Okay, so we were in base, and that speed mismatch is a big reason why we got burnt so badly. He's going to find Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst is actually going to find a lot of space, take it into the end zone for a touchdown. That puts him up 28-21 after we got our field goal at the end of the quarter to make it 24-21. It puts him up 28-24. So that was a big score from him. Then we had the TD to Calvin Ridley. This is after a 3 and out. It's going to give him more momentum. 3 and out, he gets the ball. He's going to run a jet sweep. This is going to put him up 35. Is it 35? Yeah, 28 to 35. Yeah, it's 35 to 24 at this point. So we're down by 11 at that point. So we drive our next drive. That was after a 3 and out. Our next drive, we're trying to get something going. We're throwing the ball. Jared Goff is feeling himself. He's going to find Rob Gronkowski for a corner out once again. He's going to take it upfield, set us up in good position. We're going to get into the red zone, and we don't make a mistake here. We're going to run like a crosser with a slant underneath because we read man. But just in case it was a man, we had that crosser to try to stretch out the zone. It was man. We found Amari Cooper open on the right-hand side for a touchdown. So that made it 35-30, and we go for 2, and we run a stick play. Well, not a stick play, but we run a what was it? A spacing play. Ran spacing. I would say that what's his face was about right here. Deion Jones was about right here. And that kind of let us, like, we really couldn't see him at first. We did pick him up after we threw it, and we were like, oh, damn, that's not a good read. Then he's going to take it, and he's pretty much going to bring it to the house for a touchdown if I could get on him. Nobody's going to catch him. He's going to take it to the house. So this makes it 37-30. Not the end of the game. We need a stop. Unfortunately, we don't get a stop. He gets a 39-yard field goal. Then A.J. Terrell intercepts us here. He's coming off the edge with a blitz with the corner, trying to catch us off guard with a corner blitz. We pick that up pretty nicely, and then we try to hit Chase Claypool on I think it's like a Sonya route. I don't know what the exact name is, but it's like a deep post kind of. We try to hit him. A.J. Terrell plays that perfectly, comes up, gets the interception, sets him up in good field position, and we're able to get his stuff. But at that point, it's still pretty late, too late to really come back. We do get the touchdown to make it 40-37, but now we need an onside kick. They recover the onside kick, and then we get the nail. So that was pretty much how the game went. Tough pill to swallow. It's the game we definitely needed to win. We'll move on and see how we do, but hopefully next week is a better outcome. We stay in the NFC South and we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but that's pretty much going to do it for me. And we'll catch you on the next episode.